young guys in our communities. And if you remember, I've been one to say it wasn't just white vans, it's vehicles out there snatching up our kids. Because again, that's the false narrative that they put out there. Just look for a white van. So while all eyes on a white van, a blue van pulls up and takes one of our kids. So we have to make sure that we continue to bring this to light and that we continue to make sure that our voices are being heard and holding folks accountable. The way you do that and the way we do that is by making sure not only we elect the right folks in. I've always asked, I said, hey, if Ricky Vaughn is your candidate for mayor in Baltimore City, I'll be humble, I'll be grateful, and I'm going to still fight. But guess what? If Ricky Vaughn is not your choice, I'm still honored, I'm still humbled, I'm still going to go out and fight. But you have a lot of candidates running for different offices, and my prayer this election cycle in Baltimore and around the country is that we vet and we look at all candidates. If it's 20, a lot of folks say, well, it's 24 people running for mayor of Baltimore. I'm not discouraged or disappointed that it's 24 of us running for mayor of Baltimore. I'm excited that now we got choices. So now it's not just between two or three. So look at all of the candidates running because it does matter. You got folks that don't understand that the Bill of Rights, the police officers' Bill of Rights should not be there. We still got, when you talk about a city charter that needs to be amended, I mean, you got so much from a legislative standpoint that we need to do as a community, as a city. So make sure that you're vetting, you're looking at all of the candidates running for any office, whether it's mayor, president, city council, controller, and not only look at what they say they're going to do, but look at their actions. What have they done? If you got folks that just show up in your community during this election year just to get your vote, but they have not been in your community boots on the ground. They have not been in your community, helping when you talk about homeless. We got individuals in City Hall who step over homeless people every single day, but yet for campaign season, they're saying they're fighting to end homelessness. What sense does that make? So these are the type of people we don't need representing us moving forward anymore. And again, I appreciate you, Sister Tawanda. I appreciate all of the family on here, all the family that's viewing. Again, I don't want to take a lot of time, but happy Mother's Day to the beautiful warrior queens out there. Sincerely, I appreciate you. I appreciate the fight in you, the encouragement that you are out there doing. Especially, I heard so much tonight about our youth. And that's my passion. We hire, we're one of the few employers in Baltimore City that hire at 14 years old. And the reason why we did that is because when you got a 14, 15-year-old knocking on doors asking for employment and everyone telling them no because they're too young, the streets is going to tell them yes. So we have to have a different mindset and different approach how we handle our streets and our communities and bringing unity back there as well. So again, thank you. I love you all. God bless you. Again, Sister Tawanda, Warrior Queen, you're always in my prayers. My wife told me to tell you hello. She's out probably getting on someone's nerves in one of those restaurants. So she couldn't be here tonight, but she told me to tell you hello and that you're continuing in her prayers as well. So thank you. Love you all. Mic check.
Mic check, mic check. Real quick, Tawanda.
Can I get it, Tawanda?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second, please. Real quick, we just had an internet hiccup happen in the middle of Ricky's announcements. What that did, we are back connected now, but what that did was it created a new Facebook video. It created a new video on all the platforms. So if you want to continue getting your message out and you want to share the second video that is on the page. But yeah, I just wanted to let people know that. And Ricky, I actually had a quick question for you. So correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, Baltimore City can't do a whole lot about the Baltimore Police Force other than fire and hire the police commissioner. If that's wrong, let me know. But I wanted to know what kinds of things can the mayor of Baltimore do so that we could hold you or anybody else who gets into that office accountable. Mic check.
So absolutely, great question. And can you hear me? Because I know
Yep.
I had something just glitched with my computer.
Yep, you're good.
Okay, so right now the way it's set up is two agencies in Baltimore City, and we just talked about one, Baltimore City Police and then Baltimore City Public School, are under the control of the state legislature. That's where Senator Jill Carter is coming. It came into play to where she's pushing to get the police department back under the control of Baltimore City Police which is over 100 years that it has not been under the control. A city agency hasn't been under control of Baltimore City agency or Baltimore City mayor and city council. As of right now, yes, the only control that the mayor or the powers that the mayor has is to hire and terminate the police commissioner. Now, if we're able to move the police department back under control or under the control of Baltimore City government, then the mayor would have more leeway and the city council would have more leeway when it comes to the disciplinary actions and the accountability of the police department. And so as mayor, that is one of the things I'm fighting and joining Senator Jill Carter and other legislators with, and trying to move or reassign the police department back under the city control. But there is still a lot that we can do. Although the mayor may not have that power, he or she have that power and that control. And that is what we're doing right now, is continue to make sure that we unite communities together, city residents together, and make sure that we speak out. I was disappointed when Senator Carter proposed legislation for this, and we didn't have a huge turnout from Baltimore City residents in Annapolis. And as I believe one of the guests tonight stated, that that's how you make change. Is you make change in unity. And so that's something that we're pushing. I can't wait for this whole COVID-19 to pass. So we can actually go back to Annapolis, continue to rally, and continue to gather support for that.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check, mic check. I think JC wanted to jump in.
You all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So first thing, my glass is empty as shit, all right? So I just want to let y'all know that first. And then I wanted, I came tonight because I just wanted to be with y'all. I just wanted to be here. Like, I'm out right now doing this food stuff in Baltimore. We got out about 40,000 pounds of food over the last month in Baltimore. And it's been really, it's interesting to get out so much food and not be a food guy. Like, Tawanda's been calling me Market Man over the last month. and y'all, I'm telling you, it's really amazing to be. It's not something that I would have chosen to do, but that I'm in this funnel right here. What I'm trying to do is set up something that's permanent in Baltimore once this thing is over, that we continue to get food to people who need food. And so I wanted to stop in tonight to just talk with y'all and just connect with y'all. Like, I've been in this food bubble for the last couple of months, and it's good to be in that food bubble, but I've also feel like I've lost track of y'all. I feel like I've lost track of the people who are on the ground, and that we've lost track of being on the ground on some levels or another, right? Like, we're doing, West Wednesdays and a lot of stuff that we're doing right now, we're doing it over social media rather than out fuck the police, or whether we're out, like, really pushing stuff at City Hall or in Annapolis. Like, our bodies are not out on the streets anymore in the way that they used to be out on the streets. And it's something about that just, like, really bothers me right now, Rob. For honestly, like, I have been, I am, in terms of, if an extrovert is on a scale of extroversion or introversion, if an extrovert up to 100, I'm probably like that 95, or 90, whatever the fuck it is. I'm like, I'm really extroverted, and like I'm struggling with not being able to be close to people. Just struggling with it, trying to keep that 6 foot distance between myself and other people. I'm doing it, but just struggling with it, and like, so sitting here and like looking at all of y'all, like, I think there's a couple of people in here that I don't know, but everybody, hey, what's up over there, and I'm just like, I miss being with y'all. I'm gonna just tell you right now, I miss being in the company, being able to touch somebody, being able to feel somebody, being able to like be with you and like put my hands on your hand or put my hand on your shoulder or like hug somebody, like I'm missing that right now, honestly, like I've probably been as active as anybody has been since this thing has gone on in terms of all the people that I get together to put this food together. But even when we were in the room today, I had like 12 people over at the building, some of them outside, some of them inside the building, and I can't touch them. I can talk to them, but it's like it's my job to make sure that people maintain that 6 foot distance between each other. We have masks and stuff on when we're at the site giving out the food. We have gloves on and everything. So it's like you feel like you're walking around a fucking body condom all day long, you know? Like, you know, and, and it's just the weirdest thing for me to be this guy that's like my whole life, whether it's with activism or whether it's me being a diversity consultant or a documentary producer, it's all about getting people together in the same room together, or getting people in the same room together and like doing whatever I do with them when they're in the same room. And it's weird as shit to being in a place where all of us, everybody that I know in here, are people. Everybody. Zach, you're a little bit more introverted than most, you know, but you're still people. You know, you want to be around people. You know, we want to be around people. We want to touch people. We want to be in the company of people, to interact with them. And this thing is causing us not to be able to do that. And I'll be honest with y'all, I'm fucking lonely as shit right now because the world is like this. I'm telling you right now, I'm just being real. There's some lonely shit to like be walking around the world where you want to be intimate with people and you can't be. And you got to put on a fucking mask, you know, and like you got to put on some gloves, and you got to really, when you put on those gloves, you're protecting them. That's what we do when we put those gloves and masks on, y'all. When somebody comes into a room and they don't have gloves and mask on, they're the biggest fucking asshole in the room because they're not protecting you. When I have a mask on, I'm not protecting me. I have a mask on, I'm protecting them. Like, so the history of, there's been this, some people question the history, but it sounds accurate to me, that when we talk, there's a mist that comes out of our mouths. And that mist that comes out of our mouths, if the person doesn't have on a mask, even if we have on one, it's getting in our faces, it's getting in our eyes. And we've been affected by them. When you have two people that have on masks, we wind up protecting each other. So when I have on a mask, I'm protecting you more than I'm protecting myself. And so as I walk around the world, and I see people like not paying attention to that. Like one of the places that we just took on is McCullough Homes. And McCullough Homes has about 500 units there. And I have committed to putting so much food in there that people don't have food insecurities anymore. So we went in yesterday, and we went in a couple of days ago. So I got there's a Mira's Kitchen. They make 480 meals. No, they make 425 meals for me every day to get out into communities around Baltimore. And I'm talking about, these are meals that are like chef. This is not, you know, get a little bit of broccoli together and throw it in a box, throw some rice in the box, just like send it out. It's some good shit, y'all. And we get that food out to McCullough Homes. You know, like we take these little boxes. They look like little Chinese food boxes, you know, but they're a little bit wider, and they got the little Mara's Kitchen thing on the top of it, little sticker on top of it, and they open up the box and they got rice and chicken and broccoli with a nice, beautiful ass sauce on the thing. And it's beautiful being with them like that, you know. And I watch our people like hovering over each other, y'all. It is sad as shit to watch it, you know, that our people don't understand how to stay safe right now. And then I go out and try to get them to understand the distance thing that we need to do, and that the natural intimacy that we want to have with each other, we can't do that right now. We can't do that in the way that we want to do it. And it's sad to walk around the culture where we have to do that, and that our communities are being hammered right now. Low-income black communities are being hammered with this damn COVID-19 thing right now because we just want to be close. That's what we are. We want to be close. Most of us grew up in the fucking projects where we have to be close with people all the time. You know, so it's been weird being out there seeing it, and it's been weird being without people. I go out there and joke around with them and everything and play with them, and then I got to go. I have some, you know, somebody standing there getting the box for me. And think about it, y'all. If somebody's hungry, the most intimate thing that you can do is give them a fucking meal. And then they want to hug you, and you want to hug them. And then I got to go, sorry, we can't do that. For your safety and for my safety, I can't do that. It's a hard world to live in to have it like that. So tonight, I came in, sorry I was a little bit late, y'all, but like I came in tonight because I just needed to be with y'all tonight. Honestly, I just need to be with y'all for a few minutes because I've been with y'all for fucking years. I've been with y'all for years. and I just needed to like feel y'all and like 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 have my heart, have my emotions, have my feelings in a place that has brought me so much pleasure and so much like Tawanda, for real. I would normally always start off talking about you and your family and how much you contributed to me, and I mean it. Like tonight, Tawanda, like I just needed y'all tonight. After like being out there and doing the work that I do to get food out to hungry Baltimore, it's nice to come home and I'm gonna fill this up when we get finished with this. All right, I want y'all to know. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get another full glass. But for me right now, I'm getting filled up just by seeing y'all. Benjamin, you down there at the bottom of the damn screen. And Marion, you up there in the corner, and Ricky, you over in that corner, and Brian, you right there, and Billy Bob, you over there in the corner. Like y'all you've been in my lives, like as staple people in my lives for so long, and I just needed to be with y'all tonight. So I appreciate y'all being here for me and making space for me to just.
It's understood, bro.
Stuff.
Understood.
Yeah.
Love you, JC.
Mic check.
Mic check. Love you, JC.
Mic check.
JC, mic check.
I
Love
want
you,
to say,
JC.
Mic check, y'all.
I feel you, JC. I wanted to say a few things this evening, but I'm not because it's gone late. I just one thing. I really have a deep respect and appreciation for all the people that spoke tonight. That's Thomas and Greta and Darlene and Marcus and Nicole and Tawanda. To have lost someone to this horrible system and the police brutality and to keep on pushing back, it's very inspiring, and I'm very happy to be a part of this group. And I'll say what I had to say for another time. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
I want to say before we close out, I know that, we are running late, so I'm going to keep it short. I always, I have what I consider a heavy duty that I always bring to this group. And because, for me, the fight against police violence is just a part of the fight against the institutional violence in the society and a fight against all those things that I call the empire. And JC, you're on the middle of my screen right now, and I want to thank you for coming and sharing with us. And we want to be there for you, just like we want to be there for all these mothers and brothers and sons. And also, as part of that, I think we need to be there for people who've died violently in Baltimore this week. And so I'd like to give them a mic check. Y'all can feel free to unmute yourselves and just say their names after me. Gary Stewart, 59.
Gary Stewart, 59.
Joseph Washington, 34.
Joseph Washington, 34.
Veronica Freeman, 47.
Veronica Freeman, 47.
Antoine Roy Sr., 44.
44.
Thank you.
Mic check.
Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
I'll go next. Got a couple updates. So before I talk about the Keith Davis updates, so one thing that I found over the weekend, so we knew that one of the officers that was involved in Tyrone's killing was Jorge Omar Bernardez Ruiz, and he was over at Northeast District as a plainclothes officer for quite a bit. Then they moved him into being a citywide shooting detective, I think about a year and a half ago. I just found out a few days ago that he has been promoted to sergeant, and he's back in the Northeast District as a patrol sergeant.
Jeez.
So, yeah, he's now a supervisor in the Northeast District. He's no longer plainclothes, but he's still a supervisor and just as dangerous. So now to talk about Keith. So there's two sort of updates here. So Keith's attorney has been trying to get him released on home detention because he has severe respiratory problems. He only has those problems because he was shot by police and they disrupted his respiratory tract. So one of the primary reasons that people are being allowed to get out of prison to be on home detention is if they are extra susceptible to being infected and heavily sickened by the virus. And Keith having extreme respiratory problems, as we saw at the sentencing hearing when they had to postpone it because he had an asthma attack. There was a hearing back in April, early April, in front of Judge Philip, what's his last name? I'll come back to it. So they presented in front of him, and he said he turned it down. He's still going to hold Keith, right? This is back early April. But he didn't give a reason for why he turned down the motion to have him released on home detention. And so Keith's attorneys filed with the Attorney General's office and said, we never got a reason why. He just said, denied. No explanation. And so the Attorney General's office a few days ago, about a week ago, responded on that account. This is Brian Frosch, specifically the State Attorney General, and he said, the condition of this man is he meets the criteria for release on home detention. This is specifically from his office, a written letter saying this man is sick enough to be released on home detention. This should be handled. So in conjunction with that, those of us that have been following the case, there was an appeal filed after Keith was convicted of second-degree murder wrongfully. And one of the aspects of that appeal revolves around what's called the Kazadi case. So to explain that a little bit, during jury selection, the judge will ask jurors questions and they answer it, and whether they answer it a certain way, they get put on the jury or not, right? We all know that process. And the attorneys can submit questions to the judge, and the judge will decide whether or not he wants to ask those questions. And there were certain questions that Keith's attorney had submitted revolving around things like reasonable doubt and presumption of innocence, because a lot of people just don't know what those things are. Unfortunately, the education system is what it is. People don't know civics. The judge did not ask those questions. Now, the Kazadi case says that if an attorney requests those types of questions to be asked, and the judge says no and they object and it goes back and forth, that it is a reversible error, and it allows for a new trial. Because those questions are allowed to be asked, and if the record is made and objections are put forth and it's handled correctly, those questions should be asked. If they are not asked, then that is an error, and they have to go back and retry the case again. And that's what Kazadi said. Now, during the trial, we didn't know whether or not that was going to be for cases going forward or for cases currently being decided. If it was for cases currently active, then it would affect Keith. But we didn't know that because the Court of Special Appeals hadn't ruled on that part of it yet. But then immediately after, they had ruled that it does include Keith, right? So this was back in February. And so the Attorney General's office sent a letter in addition to the letter about getting him released on home detention, and said, we've looked at his appeal and we can see that he would win. He would likely win on appeal, and so we're not going to fight it. And we think this should get sent back to the trial courts, and thus overturn the conviction, and the sentencing should go back and be tried again. Now, that's their recommendation. It means that they're not going to fight an appeal if the appeal continues. Primarily because Kazadi is so obvious that they can't argue against it. Among other things in the appeal. So, let me pull up my notes here real quick. So what still has to happen is his trial judge, Judge Cox, has to rule on the motion to reconsider, which means once he convicted him and sentenced him, and then we heard the Kazadi development, his attorney filed a motion to reconsider the motion for a new trial, to overturn the conviction. He hasn't ruled on that yet. He can rule on that and then say, oh, you know what, grant a new trial, that's what's going to take place. He could also rule to keep the conviction. So we don't know how that's going to play out yet, but we know that the Attorney General's office is not going to fight an appeal. And they're basically saying, give this man a new trial. So that's the current state of things. So he's sort of in pre-trial stature right now. For all intents and purposes, the conviction and the sentence has been wiped out. That would be the second overturned conviction in this case. And if she tries him again, this will be 6 trials for the events of the same day, 5 for the murder. So that's the current state of things. So we're waiting. So there was a hearing earlier today about releasing him on home detention after the Attorney General's letter was sent in. A decision hasn't been made yet. We may get a decision tomorrow. And we still don't know how it's going to play out as far as the retrial. But all signs point toward completely overturned, either a new trial or he goes home if Marilyn Mosby decides not to try him again. So those are the updates.
Thank you,
Mic
Zach,
check.
so much for sharing that and explaining. I really appreciate it. Like we all do. Like, 'cause I was struggling trying to understand it, but you broke it down so everybody can understand.
Good.
So I appreciate it.
Hey Zach, do you have a thanks for that update too, man. It's always good seeing you. You straight up in the street. The one officer, do you know about the other officers? Did you get any update on them?
So as far as I know, Nicholas Chapman is still a SWAT team officer. That's where he got, and that's a promotion from where he was. He was just a plainclothes drug cop. And so I think he's still on SWAT. Granted, I'm using for that information, that's fiscal year 2019 payroll data. We are past fiscal year 2019, so he could have been moved around since then. But as of right now, the most that I know is that he's still a SWAT officer.
Thank you. And that's, for folks watching, that's important. And Zach, I got much love, much respect for you. Thank you for always staying on top of everything. But that's how we make a difference in Baltimore and around it and so many communities, is that we keep track of this, right? We see what happened, you take it, unfortunately, with it, and you learn from it, but you don't just let them off. And I think for too long, we have continued to do that when we have these unfortunate incidents in our communities, to where we kind of forget. We wait for folks to forget about it, and then we just leave them alone. But right now, imagine the other families out there that they're terrorizing and they're violating their rights because we don't have individuals, boots on the ground like yourself, Zach, and Abby, who's also another warrior out there, but folks that stand on top of it, tracking where they're going. Because that's why, if you look at even Sister Tawanda, remember a couple of weeks ago, we had the incident with the shooting, and that was his, 4th or 5th shooting? His 5th shooting in our communities. But if we have, and how do you make change? A lot of people say, well, how do you make change? This is how you make change. Because if we had Zach on his ass, shooting 1 would have probably done it. Right, but we unfortunately, we have to take this information. We got to continue to just follow and stay on it. So that's how, for folks that is wondering how you make change, that's how you make change. You continue to make or hold folks accountable and demand accountability. So thank you, warrior brother. I appreciate you.
Also, I'll be remiss not to give my main man Ricky Vaughn, running for mayor 2020 a shout out. He supports us as well as we support him.
Yes.
We own a semi-professional football team called the Maryland Cougars. So he be out there, you know, running with us, tossing the ball around and stuff like that. And they said our program is 17 and older, but we do our thing in the community, you know, help keep some of these young people in the street. So at the end of the day, it's about the community, and that's what we're here for. You know, positive reinforcement back into the community through football. So if all of those that are watching, if you got some young men from age 17 and older, you know, come on out and join up with us, and we go from there.
We decided to take our pain and turn it into pleasure for somebody else.
Yes, that's how.
Salute, King and Queen, salute.
Salute, and thank you, Tawana, for always having us. Always a pleasure, and we love you from the bottom of our heart. You know,
We love you too. We
love
love
you,
you.
and you know, you just continue to fight. You give us our strength for us to continue to fight on our end as well. Thank you. We love you and your family.
Look, I'm ready to be your wife manager so we can get that money for that. I'm ready to sign her right in.
Listen, you can be her promotion.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready. I'm definitely ready. You can't let that be away from service, like big service.
Definitely.
Weird.
You know why we continue to fight, definitely, because you give us our strength to continue. You know, like I said, you know, it's unfortunate, you know, that things we had to meet under these circumstances, but at the end of the day, everything's given to honor to God. You know, everything happens for a reason. You know, we just thank God every day for running into you and meeting you and continuing to fight with you.
Yeah, you have been a big inspiration in our life. And although we met through pain, so much good has come from all this pain that we have endured together. I gained a sister that I love. You might not say mother, but you will always be my sister. You will always be a queen to me. And I love you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm where I am today, being able to get notice with my story of what happened to my daughter and what happened to my father-in-law had it not been for you. God does everything for a reason. We may not understand the reason, but we can understand and we can see the progress through the reasoning of things happening. And I love you, baby. I take
you to all the big.
Look, this show was so powerful, it broke up in two, and that has never happened before. So y'all got to share it 2 times. Make sure y'all share it twice. So.
All right. Yeah.
So I guess that's pretty much it. Do anybody else want to share anything else before we wrap up? Because I wanted to say something, because I'm ready to bring this powerful spoken word piece that happened 4 years ago at City Hall, and it's real powerful. You gotta listen to it.
This real.
We can't hear you.
You're muted, JC. JC, you're muted.
So Ben, you muted me, Ben. So like, can you stop that for a second? Like, so this is what I want to say to everybody this weekend. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so this weekend with the Be More Community Food thing, we have a concert that we're doing. I don't know if I want to say concert. We have some entertainment thing that's happening from 4 to 6 p.m. Facebook Live this weekend from over at the location, a little jazz thing over at the location. So I wanted to let everybody know about what was happening with that from 4 to 6. We're going to have that going on. So just wanted you to know we're trying to make the space, not just a space to give away food, but to also to have a space to build community. And so we want to do the work around actually having some fun in the space. We're going to have a couple entertainers in the room. They're going to be entertaining the people who are volunteering to get food out that day, but we're going to be streaming it live so you all be able to see it outside of the room too. So I am inviting you all to be a part of that with us too. So you can if you go to the Be More Community Food Facebook group, you'll find out more about that. Okay. And just really for real, y'all, for me, just really appreciate being around y'all tonight.
All right.
Mic check.
Mic check. So I want to again thank everybody like for joining us tonight. I want to thank Ben for holding it down for us with his technology and all that wonderful great stuff. I want to thank Zach and just everybody for sharing. I want to again wish the mothers a beautiful Mother's Day, despite like the day y'all got a free church session for free on a Wednesday night. We ain't even passed the bucket around. So just be encouraged, be inspired. Remember, live to love and love to live. And before I go, as I brought up earlier, the outrage, and JC missed it, about the jogger, Mayor Aubrey, that was 25 years old. And we had, this time, 2 Zimmermans, son and father, that basically killed him. And then I learned that the father is basically, he's an ex-police officer. So that explains why they didn't lock his ass up on the spot. That explains why he felt like he could just take somebody's goddamn life and not be held accountable. So at the end of the day, we gotta remember, we got a target on our back, y'all. It's evidently clear. And the reason why we got this target is because of our skin color. And we're gonna continuously fight. We're gonna fight through love. And I wanna lift up one last name, and it's a young lady that was from Baltimore City. Her name is Akia Eggerson. And she basically was almost 9 months pregnant, about to really have her baby. 3 years ago, she got abducted, y'all. Like, it's like she vanished from the face of this earth. She done been on all types of true crimes and all that stuff all around the world. But this happened in our city, and you don't hear that much about it. And it came up for her 3-year commemoration, where she basically just was supposed to be going to her baby shower. And she was like 8.5 months pregnant, y'all, about to have the baby. Went to the baby shower, vanished. Somebody, whoever the killers was, they took furniture out of her house. They got her to, they seen her go, basically she went to different bank machines withdrawing lump sums of money, which is really weird. And then on top of that, she was getting ready to have a baby boy. You get what I'm saying? And to this day, her baby, if she was still here, or if her baby's still in, we don't know what happened to this young lady, but her son would now be 3 years old, a son that was in the womb. So we need not forget about our missing black girls. And this is a missing black young queen that was, snatched and nothing unsolved. But it's funny how they solve what they want to solve. I guarantee you, if her name was Megan and she came from Roland Park and this happened to her, they would have been solved it on the spot. Let's be crystal clear. So just remember, live to love, love to live. I will see you guys next week. But Ben is going to close us out with this brother who came to share with us when we were out, when outdoors were open. He shared a powerful poem, and it's real powerful, and it's basically about having a target on our back. So I want y'all to listen and remember, live to love, love to live. I love you guys all. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
So this young poet is like she said, is Muhammad Tall. You can find him on all social media as Fresh Cut Mo, and we're gonna go on with that.
I'm the current Baltimore City Poet Ambassador. I just want to share a poem with you guys. I got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me. The devil heard I got a message, so he's trying to disconnect me. The mayor said, do the right thing, Doc. So here I am trying to heal the hood. I brought some cameras and my consciousness, a script challenging politics. Didn't need to practice, man, I swear that I was Iverson. Bedford Stuyvesant lives within them. Cops poison the streets with venom, counteract like penicillin. You see, this pen is healing, believe. He had a vision, the heat was cataclysmic. Metaphoric of the violent nature cops creating the streets. Let's take it back to Howard Beach, Southern Queens, 1986. To this day, it still makes me sick. One black man killed. They hit him with a car, he who did his dad was a cop. So the charges got dropped, robbed him of his right to live. Kill a Negro, be a hero, but that's just how it is. Rest in peace to Michael Griffin. But the struggle goes on, Pete. My boy Raheem, we nicknamed him Radio. His boombox is a blessing. Played his message through a stereo to our hood. An angel amplified through God's plans. I swear to God, he was God's right hand, symbolizing a black man with a message. Love and hate. Wherever one is, you're sure to find another. Just like Cain and Abel, one incarnate killed the other. Yin and yang on both hands, a combo in effect. It could embrace you with a fist or treat you with respect. 2 slices of pizza, and I want extra cheese. Big salad, GOP, it makes no difference to me. Stuffing false hope in our hearts and pizza down our throats, taking money out the ghetto. Us communists shouldn't meddle with the status quo. Oh, hell no. We want some brothers on the wall.
Right.
You come to our neighborhoods, we eat here, and we can't get any brothers on the wall. It seems like South Pizzeria is the House of Representatives with the lack of care and cold stares. They invaded us with no fear. There's no fear in the art of war. So when I pick up my gun to protect my son, don't look at me like I'm crazy.
That's right.
Because I told you. I got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Devil heard I got a message, so he's trying to disconnect me. Nah. History repeats itself and that's just how it goes. Same way that these cops always take my brother's souls. Same thing Darren Wilson did to Mike Brown, yeah we know. Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, Amadou Diallo. While silly white kids argue over who doesn't see color. Look around, Billy, man, they killing on my brothers. They justify our death saying that we kill each other. Sit around, enjoy your privilege while I console my mother. No playing, my life's no joke, and that's true-ish. Same rope they hung us all, we tie our shoes with. But not today, I pray no graves be paid, cause I came to bring the change, we ain't stupid.
That's right.
Yes.
Say it, brother.
So when I pick up my gun to protect my son, don't look at me like I'm crazy. Because I told you. I got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Anybody?
I got you.
Please.
I got you.
I got you.
I got you.